Good morning, beautiful mamas. I'm professional mama. So look, today I'm so excited as usual. I don't know because doing this gives me joy, and for me, this is a way for me being good to me and also being good to others, which is interesting because it's something that I tell my kids every day. I used to tell them be good whenever I would send them off to school, but lately, for about a year or so, I tell them be good to yourself and be good to others. And I think that's so important. That's probably something I'll get into on another day. But I want you to think about that. Like, what does it look good to be? What does it look like to be good to yourself? And what does it look like to be good to others? Like, literally think about it, okay? Because that's what being a non-professional mom is all about. It's about being good to yourself and being good to others, or being good to yourself so that you can be good to others. Because I don't know about you all, but we live in a culture where it's okay, or it's seen as, I don't know, like you're the best mom when you're putting your kids first, which brings me to today's episode, which is episode 14. And it also brings me to the topic, which is living for our family or our kids. You all, so I'm guilty of this. Like, there's some days I'm like, oh, I'm just living for my kids. I'm just living for my kids. And that sounds admirable, right? But honestly, you all, that's the worst thing we could ever do, because we're living, like, okay, so here's the deal. I ask myself one day, I'm like, well, why am I living for them and why am I not living for me? Am I less important than they are? I had to think of that. So whenever you're living for other people, for your kids, for your family, for a significant other, and you're not living for yourself, it's almost as if you're saying you're not important enough. And somewhere down the line, you believe the lie that you're not important enough. And you are. Like, if you are here, you are important, but you have to see that. You have to recognize that. And that's what my goal is. My goal is to help you know that you are important and that you should be living for yourself and to help other people. Because the world teaches us that if we're taking care of ourselves, then we're not taking care of other people. It's just me, 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 me. But that's not what this is about. The unprofessional mom is not about me, 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 me. It's about me and my family, me and my kids, me and the people I serve. That's what it's all about. But me has to come first. Okay. All right. So, like I said before, and if you take notes, you can take notes, but I have something special for you all because I created a freebie um, this past week. So I decided to center. Well, no, it's funny. Today's episode problem came to me based off some things that I've been seeing on social media. So what I did was I said, hey, this will go perfect with the freebie I made. So I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to get that freebie, which is the basis of what I'm talking to you all about today. All right, so problem is living for our kids or our family. Now, the problem with living for other people is that it robs you of you. And if you're not giving you, I know that sounds crazy, but if you're not giving yourself you, then you're robbing yourself of you. You're robbing your kids of who you truly are or who you can be. So today I want to encourage you to, I mean, just be more of you. Like, it's okay to be you. But the thing is, a lot of us, we don't even know who we are. And the reason we don't is because we don't take the time to figure it all out. So when you are putting everyone else first, you're actually robbing yourself of you and you're robbing them of who you truly are. So there's one solution, but this solution has 8 different steps. Well, 8 different things, not necessarily steps, but maybe steps. You'll see in a minute that I think are important to start putting yourself first. So, how in the world do I start putting myself first? Because that's the solution. So, the problem is living for our kids, our family, and the solution is start putting yourself first. So, here's the deal, if you truly want to put you first, then you need to add wellness activities to your day. And there are 8 categories that you need to add. You can add more than one for 8 category, but for most of us moms, we don't have time to add more than one. And what I like to do is I like to combine mine. So there are 8 things, but you can do 2 in 1, which actually works just fine. Okay, so I put these all here so that you can see them, but let's just do another recap right quick. Problem is living for our kids or our family, which is a no-no, because if you're living for them, then you're robbing yourself of you and you're robbing them of who you truly are. Your solution is to put yourself first in these 8 categories. So every day, like I have a checklist that I go through. It's mental. Well, it was mental. Now I have a paper copy, and I'm going to gift that to you all today. It's self love, self care, relaxation, doing nothing. That requires you to actually have to think. Adult interaction, so important, mamas. Learn or do something new or different. Celebrate your wins, because as moms, we often push our wins to the side. We can't think of what we did that was good, and every win counts, small or large. Unwind, release the tension of the moment or the day. Now, a lot of people think that relaxation and unwinding is the same, but you guys, it's different. So, relaxation is doing nothing, unwinding is releasing the tension for the day. Now, you can use relaxation to do that. One of my favorite ways to do it, if I'm honest, is listening to calming music at the end of my day. And I like to do this in the evening. And I also like to do meditation. And you can find some good free ones online. On YouTube is one of my favorite places if you are into that. So let me just give you guys some examples. So for me, I show self love by actually celebrating my wins. That's one of the things I do. So I kind of do those two together every day. And most days, though, I also think about, like, okay, what is it that I may want to do? I daydream about what I want, because it's okay. Like, oftentimes we've been told what we can't have because of whatever, or what we don't need because of whatever. But who made those people the boss of us? Like, who made those people the boss of what we can do, or the God of what we can do? Those people aren't your God, you know? So for you, mama, what I want you to do is start thinking about what you want. That's a form of self love, because you start getting to know you better. You start to get to know you better. So once you start to get to know you better, what happens is you, my friend, are actually showing yourself some love, which is a beautiful thing. And that's the thing. Like, when you're dating someone, you start to get to know them. So get to know you. That's the greatest form of self love, especially if you're just getting on this journey to starting to put yourself first. Okay, self care. I don't know how many times I can say this, but this is something that is mandatory. This is just taking care of yourself, taking a bath, eating enough nutrients. Like, you guys, this is literally something you must do every day. Like, for me, shower, bathe. And if you want to, you can add that self care with relaxation. Maybe you want to take a candlelit bath. Like, you can do that. So for me, relaxation, oftentimes, I would just sit and I would tell my kids, hey, I need 10 minutes. 10 minutes of me time. And I'm just go in my bed and I'm just lay down. Not even social media, you all. I don't even need that passive stuff. I just go in there and I lay down for 10 minutes. I say, if something's extremely wrong, then you let me know. If not, just give me 10 minutes. I'll be out. And my youngest is now 5, so thank God I can do that. If you have some that are younger, you may have to wait until that time, but at least take you 5 or 10 minutes of relaxation time. The next one, adult interaction. I don't know. Okay. A lot of moms do not do this, especially single moms, um, because it's always they're always doing stuff with kids, 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 kids. And when I say adult interaction, I don't necessarily just mean like talking to people at work about work, but I mean like actually talking to someone, having a casual conversation. Maybe talking about like how are you really, like releasing some of the stress that you have, like someone who can just listen to you, like true adult interaction. And that's another way to help you unwind, so you can add those together. Learn, do something new. So, me personally, I love to actually watch a lot of self help YouTube videos, but I also like to read. And there's an app that I really love. I may actually add that in here. It's called Headway. Headway is an app that takes books that'll probably take you hours to read, or days, depending on how you do it. And it will condense it into about 20 minutes or less. I don't think I've seen one that's longer than 20 minutes, and it gives you the best highlights. Now, if you really like the highlights, then you can decide, okay, I'm going to go buy the book and then read it. But that's what I suggest. That's what I like to do. And something else I started to do new, like I decided I'm no longer going to buy coach purses, and I'm going to start buying coaches, paying for coaches to actually help me get to the level of life I want to be at. And you guys, I honestly believe that that was one of the best decisions I made. So learn to do something new. And sometimes when you learn to do something new, you have to trade it for something, and that's okay because like when you're sacrificing, sacrificing is not just giving something up. Sacrificing, I think it was by Leland Van Vanderwall. Sacrificing means giving something up of a lower nature for something of a higher nature. So that coach purse was a lower nature compared to me actually paying for coaches. So learn, do something new, even if that means you have to get rid of something that you're just used to, but it's at a lower standard of your life right now for something at a higher standard. Okay. Okay, this next one, celebrate your wins. Celebrating your wins, you all, is so important. I do this every day. I actually do this in my gratitude journal. I actually just dropped a gratitude journal, you guys. It's called the Grateful Mom Journal. It is on Amazon, and this actually has a lot of stuff in here that's on kind of on here. So on the gratitude journal, I celebrate my wins. I actually talk about, learning or trying something new. And those two things, you guys, are some of the best things that are going to actually start getting you to realize I'm important, help you start doing more self-love, help you actually start doing more adult interaction, more relaxation, because you start realizing that, hey, I'm important. I'm a person that's important. I'm here for a reason. And the last thing you want to do is unwind, and I talked about that, but most nights I like to unwind with music at night before I go to bed. Like those little nighttime videos on YouTube. I love those, especially with rain. That helps a whole lot. Or nightly meditation. So, you guys, like I told you before, I created this checklist for you all. It's completely free. So, if you want to get it, all you have to do is go to theunprofessionalmom.com/me first checklist for moms. Theunprofessionalmom.com/me first checklist for moms. And I promise you, you are going to get a whole lot of stuff. So I have a copy right here in front of me. This is what it's going to look like. Okay. And when you get it, I really want you to go through it and actually do the thing. So let me go ahead and say this because I often tell people, well, most people think that when you have me time, that all of it has to be for yourself. And when you're putting yourself first, all the stuff you have to do is for yourself, but you don't have to. So on my list, there are some things that I do with my kids. Really, it's only one. So when I'm doing my journaling, my gratitude and wins, I actually do that with my kids because sometimes it helps to include them because in my journal I have things like things I like about my family. And so I ask them, hey, what do you guys like about our family? So there's things I ask them and say, hey, what can I try new today? And they give me some good ideas, believe it or not. So there's some things that you can include your family with, but then of course there's some that you should not. So think about that. And the adult interaction could actually be done in some of these other settings as well. But what I want you to do is literally, if you are trying to find a good starting point, you have to be intentional. So if you are intentional about this, I want you to go and download this copy. It's totally free. And if you're truly ready to start making some shifts, I want you to go try out the unprofessionalmom.com/me on purpose blueprint trial. $2 for 30 days so that you can get your feet wet in that. And I actually have a live session coming up this Thursday. I'm at time of the time that I did this live / recorded it. So what I want you to do is just make sure that if you're really ready for this, that you get on there and try it. And after 30 days, I'm just going to let it go. And this is something one of my mentors says. She says, people who pay attention. And then another one, my mentor saying, people who pay more attention. But I promise you guys, I'm not out here trying to get you because this trial, I was trying to actually give it to you all for free. But the software I use will not allow me to do that. So you guys only have to pay $2. Try it out. If you don't like it, it's going to end anyway. It is not going to recur any charge. And I did that on purpose because that's something that I would want. So that's what I did for you all. And then if you want to get into the actual blueprint, you can actually press done on the things you've already done, or you can go back and review them and you'll still be good to go. Okay. But again, if you are ready for this change in your life, what I want you to do is make sure you go and get a copy of the Me First Checklist, which is the unprofessionalmom.com/me first checklist for moms. And you guys, I just thank you so much for being a part of this journey. And today, I want you to be good to yourself and be good to others. I love you, mamas. And I will see you all next time.